Can you name these car brands just by their logos? No words, no clues, just the badge. I'm Morgan Lane, your safety-first car guy, and you're watching Recall Roadmap with Morgan. Here's how we'll play today. I'll put up a clear logo with the text removed. You guess it. Then I reveal the brand and give you one quick line on how that brand does with reliability and recalls. Fast, fun, and useful. Why does this matter? Because dependability is slipping. J.D. Power's 2024 study says the industry average is about 90 problems per 100 vehicles, up 4 points from last year. We call that PP100, lower is better. Recalls are also a big deal, but they're fixes meant to keep you safe. I want you to enjoy the quiz and walk away smarter. Before we start, drop a comment with your prediction. How many of the 8 logos will you nail? 5 out of 8? Perfect 8? I'm cheering for you. I dug through the latest J.D. Power data and recent safety reports, so every quick fact you hear is grounded. Ready to test your car brain? Let's start with a legendary badge. Think 3 points, sharp and clean. You know this one. Number 1 will warm you up. Which famous car maker uses this 3-pointed star? Picture a simple silver star in a circle. Got a guess? It's Mercedes-Benz. If you said Mercedes, nice job. Here's the quick truth. Mercedes has a strong record for build quality, and some models see very few recalls over time. For example, the CLA logged about 12 recalls across 10 years, which is low for a luxury line. That lines up with what I've seen in real shops. These cars can be complex, but when they're cared for, they hold up. Owners often report solid reliability, and certain Mercedes models pop up less in recall tallies than rivals. That doesn't mean zero problems. No brand gets a free pass. But if you want premium with a steady history, the star earns respect. I cross-checked model recall counts against NHTSA filings to be sure, and Mercedes barely pops on some lists. If you nailed that, comment star, so I can spot you in the feed. Don't get comfy though. Our next badge is a masterclass in dependability. Watch for a bold L tucked inside a neat oval. You probably already feel confident on this one. Number 2 is the sleek L inside an oval. Which brand is that? If you said Lexus, you're right on the money. Here's the fast fact. Lexus ranked number 1 for dependability again in J.D. Power's 2024 study, with just 135 problems per 100 vehicles after 3 years. Remember, PP100 means lower is better, and 135 is way below the industry average of about 190. That's why people buy Lexus for the long haul. It's calm, quiet, and it tends to just work. Even recall history can look light. One example, a Lexus NX registered only a single recall in a decade. That's rare air. In my experience, when a Lexus owner comes in, it's more about maintenance than scary repairs. That kind of predictability saves money and stress over time. If that stat boosted your trust in Lexus, tap the like button so I know this format helps you. Okay, eyes up. We're about to flip to a badge that sparks bigger debates. It's modern, it's bold, and it can be a roller coaster of headlines. Think a sharp, futuristic T. How fast can you guess it before it appears? Number 3 brings the conversation. That futuristic T is Tesla. Love it or not, here's the punchline. Surveys show Tesla's reliability has been improving, with owners reporting fewer problems than before. But Tesla also leads big recall headlines. In December 2023, about 2 million Teslas were recalled for an autopilot software fix. And models like the Y and the 3 have racked up dozens of recalls over their run, among the most in the luxury segment. Often the fixes are software and over-the-air, which can be fast. Still, a recall is a recall, and safety comes first. As a safety investigator, I'll take a quick fix over a lingering risk any day. The big picture with Tesla is this. Rapid tech can mean rapid updates. Reliability can improve, yet the recall count can still soar when regulators push for changes. Both can be true at the same time. Are you surprised by that recall number? Comment Tesla below if that made your eyebrows lift. Take a breath. Reset your eyes. The next badge is classic and super common on the road. Picture 3 overlapping ovals forming a neat, familiar shape. Number 4 is those 3 overlapping ovals. That's Toyota. You probably knew it in a second. Here's why this logo matters. Toyota leads the mass market field for dependability in the 2024 J.D. Power Study, hitting about 147 problems per 100 vehicles. That's a strong score for everyday buyers. Over decades, Toyota built a reputation for long life and low drama. Sure, the brand has had famous recalls in the past. Most big car makers have. But the long-term story stays the same. Solid durability. In my shop days, I saw a lot of Toyotas roll past 150,000 miles with basic care. That's the kind of quiet value many families need. When you're choosing a daily driver, picking a brand with fewer problems over time keeps your costs predictable. If you own a Toyota, wave in the comments so I can count you. Now let's shift gears into a premium badge with big following and big tech. The next logo is the blue and white Roundel. Some call it a propeller, some say it's a flag. Either way, you've seen it on the left lane for years. Number 5 is the blue and white Roundel. Yep, BMW. Here's the quick take. In the 2024 J.D. Power Study, BMW ranked 3rd among premium brands at about 190 problems per 100 vehicles. That's decent, though not as low as Lexus, and a step behind Porsche at around 175. BMWs are fun to drive and packed with tech, but that also means higher repair costs if something breaks. On the safety side, the brand has handled notable recalls too, including a large airbag campaign recently that covered roughly 390,000 vehicles in the US. Remember, recalls are about fixing risks, not blaming owners. From my field notes, BMW owners who keep up maintenance tend to be happy long-term. Quick mid-show ask. If you're new to Recall Roadmap with Morgan, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you catch future quizzes and safety breakdowns. We put in the homework, so you don't have to. Alright, challenge eyes back on the screen. Our next badge looks like a slanted H with a lot of curve. Affordable, big lineup, and a headline recall you may have heard about last year. Number 6 shows the italic H. That's Hyundai. Here's the quick truth. In 2023, Hyundai and sister brand Kia announced a massive recall, about 3.4 million vehicles, over an engine fire risk tied to a brake control module. Owners were told to park outside until dealers installed the fix. That's a gut check, I know. The good part is the action. When a defect can spark a fire, quick recalls matter. I've read those notices end to end, and a clear fix plus strong dealer support makes a huge difference for owners. Outside of that event, Hyundai's general reliability has been solid for many buyers, especially on value. But this recall is a reminder that any brand can run into a safety flaw, and the response is what counts. Were you surprised by that number? Comment. Whoa, if that stunned you a little. Keep your seatbelt on. We're not done. The next logo is a symbol many of us grew up with. It's a blue oval found on trucks, SUVs, and a pony car that needs no intro. You already hear the V8 in your head, right? Number 7 is the blue oval. Ford, of course. Here's the fast fact to know right now. Ford recently recalled about two 42,269 Maverick pickups from model years 2022 to 2024 because tail brake lights could fail. That's not a small number, and lighting is a safety essential. In my book, catching and fixing a fault like that matters more than pretending it isn't there. Reliability-wise, Ford isn't topping the dependability awards this year, but its trucks and SUVs remain wildly popular, and parts and service are everywhere. If you own a Maverick, make sure your dealer check is done. It's quick peace of mind. Shout out to Ford owners. Do these kinds of fixes change your trust, or do you see them as the system working? Tell us in the comments. All right, pencils ready for the final round. One last badge to lock in your score. Picture a gold bow tie that's been on American roads for over a century. Think family sedans, trucks, and a certain V8 icon that loves burnouts. Number 8 is the gold bow tie. That's Chevrolet. Quick snapshot time. Chevy's dependability score sits mid-pack in the J.D. Power Study at about 100. 4 problems per 100 vehicles, tying Mini. Not the worst, not the best, right in the mix. Here's the twist though. Chevrolet's parent company, General Motors, has led the industry in total recall campaigns over the long term, with around 671 recalls from 2000 through 2022. A high recall count doesn't always equal poor reliability. It can also reflect how aggressively a company addresses safety issues, but it does mean Chevy owners should stay on top of notices. If you guess fast but drive slow, you're my kind of player. Post your score below. How many of the 8 did you get right? 5? 7? All 8? I'm keeping an eye on the comments to see who tops the board. Take a breath, sip some water, and let's wrap with the big takeaways. We'll connect these badges to the data one last time, so the quiz helps you shop smarter and drive safer. Which reveal surprised you most, reliability or recalls? Here's what stood out to me. Lexus stays king on dependability at about 135 problems per 100 vehicles. Toyota leads the mass market around 147. Porsche sits strong near 175 and BMW's close to 190. Tesla is the paradox. Reliability surveys show improvement, yet a single autopilot software recall covered about 2 million cars, and certain models rack up many campaigns. For Chevy, the brand is average on problems, but GM as a whole led with roughly 671 recall campaigns since 2000. Step back and remember how big recalls are across the board. In the US in 2021, there were over 1,000 NHTSA safety recalls, covering around 35 million vehicles. Globally, tens of millions see fixes in a year. Recalls aren't brand slams, they're safety tools. The smart move is to check your VIN and get the free repair done. If this quiz helped you, hit subscribe so you don't miss our next safety challenge and brand deep dive. Thanks for watching. Share your score in the comments and tell me, did these stats match your own experience? Which brand would you trust to last the longest on your driveway?